Hey, Mike Lawson here. Do you find yourself working hard but still not getting to where you want to be? Do you want your business just to grow faster? Well, in this video, I want to talk about the law of the lid. And this is a book by John Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. This month, I'm going to be talking about leadership. I learned early on in my business that everything, lives and dies on leadership. Your business is either growing or it's dying. And understand that leadership is the lid that determines your level of effectiveness. And let me give you an example. John Maxwell talks about everyone's level of effectiveness and leadership ability is on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's say your leadership ability is an 8. Well, your team or your group or your company or your business will never rise above a 7. Let's say your leadership ability is a 4. Well, your team or your business or your level of effectiveness will never grow, larger than a 3. And let me give you an example. And this movie just came out, and if you're an entrepreneur, I highly recommend that everybody watch The Founder. And it's the story of the McDonald's brothers and Ray Kroc. And this movie was awesome, and I've talked about it all throughout my career, and it's a perfect example of leadership. See, the McDonald's brothers had a great business out in California. And I've always wondered why some businesses take off as opposed to others. I grew up in Philadelphia. There's a local franchise, an Italian ice franchise that blew up. And I know there's some other Italian ice places that have just as good quality. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I was loyal to this one company and this one brand. But they have just as good Italian ice, but they never went any further. And some of you guys know my story. When I had my ice cream and Italian ice business, I used a competitor's, which was sacrilegious, but I used a competitor's Italian ice. And some of the flavors were actually better than the franchise that I always wanted to buy. And I always wondered why, some businesses take off. So let's get back to the story of the McDonald's brothers. They had a great business. They were crushing it. Lines around the corner. They were making a lot of money for back in in the 40s and the 50s, and they were in the a prestigious elite club as far as wealth goes. But Ray Kroc, but here's the thing: they weren't leaders, and they actually tried to franchise their business, and they had a couple franchises during their 20-year operation in business. They sold about 15 franchises, and 10 of them actually got up and running. It wasn't until 1954 when Ray Kroc came out, the milkshake salesman. He came out, saw their operation, had a vision, and we all know the story. Well, he ended up, cutting a deal, and because of his leadership ability, literally took that company to what we know today as, McDonald's, 21,000 stores around the world. But let me share something with you. They had a great business model. Okay, they were great managers. They were precise, and they had a flourishing and a thriving business, right? They knew down to the penny, how to cut costs, how to and they made fast food what it is. I mean, they perfected the fast food model to get food out to people within 30 seconds. And they were great. They were great business owners, great managers. They just weren't great leaders. See, Ray Kroc was a great leader. And now, let me give you an example. John Maxwell talks about, on a scale of 1 to 10, we all fall, in that. So let's say the McDonald brothers, they had a dedication to success. On a scale of 1 to 10, they were an 8. And I find myself, always, working 2 and 3 jobs, working my butt off. And maybe you fall into this category. You're working hard. You don't mind working 2 or 3 jobs. You're working your butt off, but things just aren't happening faster because there's only one of us. So that's the McDonald's brothers. They perfected this, this business model. They were crushing it. Their businesses were thriving. But let's say their dedication to success was an 8, but their leadership ability was only a 1, right? So their level of effectiveness was only this, if that's making sense. When Ray Kroc came in, okay, let's say the same dedication to success was an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, was an 8, but Ray Kroc's leadership was a 6. So now their level of effectiveness is now this, as opposed to just this. And he literally took Okay, that franchise model, and opened up 100 stores over the next 4 years, an average of 25 a year, where the the McDonald's brothers couldn't do that within 20 years because they weren't great leaders. So why am I sharing the story with you? Because if your business or your team or your, whatever you're involved in isn't growing fast enough, okay, it could be your lid or your level of leadership, okay, isn't there. See, I think my, dedication to success was definitely a 10. I mean, I was working 2-3 jobs. I'd work all weekend. I put the hours in, right? But I wasn't at a leadership level. And then when I got involved into my network marketing business, I didn't mind working hard. I could get customers, teach me what to do. I worked my butt off, but I wasn't developing other leaders because I wasn't really a leader myself. It wasn't until I learned this law and some of the other laws that I'm going to talk about this month where my business grew. So let me give you an example for the people that are involved in the network marketing industry, or maybe you're involved in sales and you're or direct sales and you're responsible for building a team. Let's say you're a great customer getter. You can get hundreds and hundreds of customers. Well, understand that in any type of business, in franchising, especially network marketing, right, you're never going to go out there and acquire tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of customers yourself. Because if you do, you're going to be doing that for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, okay, and I'm sure that doesn't interest anybody, okay? The idea of building a team and franchising and leveraging your time on other people's efforts, I'm sure that makes sense, okay? I know the people that tune into these videos, that makes sense to you. But if you're a great customer getter, let's say your dedication to success is an 8 or a 10, right? You're only going to recruit other customer getters. You're only going to be able to bring those people in. And maybe your level of effectiveness is only a 7 and they're not going to grow past a 7. But imagine if you started to work on yourself. You started to, develop yourself as a leader, okay, through personal growth and by, networking and just becoming a leader. Now it's going to take some time, but let's say you were your dedication to success is there, but you're able to increase from let's say a 2 to maybe a 7 or an 8 as a leader, and you can reach so many more people. See, the idea is you want to bring in other people to help you recruit, not just other customer getters, other recruiters that are going to bring in other customer getters. And that is all going to come down to leadership, okay? Because we all want to work smarter, not harder. There's nothing wrong with hard work, okay? Like the McDonald's brothers, right? They were working hard, but it wasn't until Ray Kroc that came in with that leadership, those skills, that was able to sell 100 franchises, and today over 21,000 franchises all across the world. Okay, nothing wrong with the McDonald's brothers. It's just they weren't leaders. They were great managers, just not leaders. So leadership is key. It wasn't until I was able to start working on some things myself. And listen, I don't consider myself as a 10 as a leader, but it wasn't until I think I went from a 0 to I'm a solid 9.5. But we all have more growing to do. But the point is, it all comes down to leadership, especially if you're in a position where you need to grow a business, you need to grow a sales team, and especially if you're in network marketing. So you want to increase your level of leadership. Be working on yourself. Develop yourself as a leader, okay, through education and personal development. And that will increase your level of effectiveness. And there's nothing wrong with, you going out there and working hard, but you want to become a leader to go out there and make the big money. So that's all I have today, guys. I highly recommend picking up that book by John Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. If you have it, I read it years ago. I'm going back this month, and it's going to be a leadership month for me. So I'm going to be sharing some leadership videos with you guys. If you like it, you want to, make sure you follow me on this progress throughout the month. Make sure that you turn on the notifications so you know when I go live. Until next time, have a great day, everybody. And please share this, comment, tag, like it. Until next time, have a great day.